It kind of looks like a tornado came and ripped the roof off of that build behind me, but that is besides the point. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vanillaraccoon, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Build video. This is going to be primarily using wooden materials, so you could call this a Minecraft biome-based Let's Build, but I'm just going to go ahead and call this a medieval house Let's Build because that's what we're going to be building. So let's go ahead and take a quick little look as to what we are going to be getting our build on with. As you can tell, it's going to be elevated on a stone foundation, and then if we just take a quick look over here, you'll see that it even has a nice little pathway that leads up and around the side that will take us to the doorway. And then from here, this is what it could look like in your own single player world or on a realm/server that you play on. I say that because I am not the best at interior decorating, so if you don't like how this looks, if this appears to be too minimal for you, then feel free to change it up and then take a screenshot of it and send it to me in my Discord server, which a link to that can be found right beneath the like and subscribe button of this video. But if we go ahead and just quickly come down through here, you will see that we have what could be an enchanting station. I say could be because I have really no idea what this open space could be used for, but seeing as how there was not enough room upstairs to go ahead and place an enchanting station, I decided to just go ahead and place it down here. But if you decide to change this, once again, feel free to take a screenshot of it and send it to me over in my Discord server. So without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get our build on. Hey Wilbur, if you could stay over there, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, thank you. Let's go ahead and get our build on, peeps. So we're going to begin by creating the layout for the foundation, and we're going to begin by taking our stone blocks and placing them down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to come around and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to turn it around once more and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to wrap it around right here, just like this. And then we're going to come right on over on this side and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to bring it back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you should have something that will look like this. Then we're going to go ahead and begin to bring the walls up in a total of 4, just like this. And once you've gone ahead and done that, you should have something that's going to look like this. Okay, so once you have this established, then you can come inside of here and just quickly remove these blocks right here, and then we're going to begin to actually carve out the entrance for the bottom portion. So we're just going to go ahead and knock out these 3x3 stone blocks, and then in their place we're going to go ahead and create a bit of an arch. So what I'm going to do, at least for right here, is take some stone and some stone bricks along with the cobblestone stair and just sprinkle it into the area just like that. And because actually this kind of looks like it's planned out, I want it to be a little bit more random, we're just going to break it up like that, and then we'll go ahead and take a step back, and then from here, this is where I'm going to go ahead and take a variation of stone. So we're going to have stone, cobblestone, stone bricks, and I'm going to sprinkle it into the area. And what I like to do, for those of you who are new to the channel, is just add a little variation, because we can look at this stone wall and go, okay, yeah, that's stone, but if we add a little variation to it, then it's going to give it a little bit more detail. So once I've gone ahead and done that, we're going to have something that's going to look like this. I'm not 100% sure if you could tell, but I actually miscounted when laying out the foundation of our stone walls. And so what I mean by that is right here, I actually had to shave this entire layer because we were going to be building on an even number, but that is besides the point. Let's go ahead and actually begin to place down the vertical support beams for this house, and we're going to begin by doing so just like this. Then we're going to fly back over here and we're going to begin to place them down just in the same way as you saw in the front. And then right here, we're actually going to place them down adjacent to these two over there, and that is because then we're going to begin to work on the roof next. As some of you know, I like to first lay down the foundation and then we place down the vertical support beams. Afterwards, we can go ahead and begin to work on the roof, and then lastly we can fill in the walls. So let's finish off by placing down the horizontal support beams just as you see right here, and then connect that right there. And next we're going to begin by taking our dark oak stairs. So then we're going to begin to place it down just like this, and remember, this is going to be a symmetrical roof, so to speak, and so what we do over here will be replicated right on over there. And just like that, we have another overhang on the opposite side. Now, before we go any farther, I would like to mention that this is my second time recording this particular segment of the video, and that is because I quickly found out that this was placed a little too high up in the previous clip. What I did was I placed 3 dark oak logs, and then on the 4th space up I placed the bark block, when really you want to place 2 dark oak logs and then a bark block on top of it, and then place your horizontal support beams just as you see right here. So then you have this one layer that is completely open above it. So now let's go ahead and begin to work on the roof. So we're going to start on the back side because this is going to be the easiest part of laying down the roof, and then we're just going to finish the last row, and then we can begin to place down our slabs, so that way it is fully completed and we don't have an awkward top that has stairs facing in crazy directions. Then I'm going to start on the lower portion over here, and I'm going to begin to place the overhang just as you see, similar to the design that we did at the beginning of the roof. And then from here we're going to go ahead, place an upside down dark oak stair and rest a slab on the top. So now I'm going to ask that you pay very close attention to this because this can be a little confusing. What I'm doing right here is creating a different type of overhang, and then at the corner we're going to go ahead and place down a plank, so you should have something that will look like that, and then we're going to fly on the other side and do the exact same thing once more. And then in this corner, just as you may guess, we are then going to place down a plank, and this stair is actually not in the right direction. It was inverted when it's supposed to be normal. Okay then. So next we're going to begin to work on the roof, and by bringing it all together. So once again, pay very close attention because I don't want to see you get lost somewhere along the way and then yell at me in my Discord server saying I did everything you did in the video and it still came out not looking the same. Don't worry, peeps. Don't worry. I'm here to make sure that we all get everything done. Then we can go ahead and just place that stair if we can correctly right there, and then we're actually going to remove those bark blocks because as you can tell they're sticking out like a sore thumb, and we want to continue the unification of these 2 roofs. So we have this one facing that direction and this one facing that direction, and there we go. So next we can go ahead and take our slabs and just finish off the roof like this. And then right here for this second to, actually no, this isn't the second to last, this is the last row of stairs going up. We're going to go ahead and just fill it in like that, so then you have your slab connecting to that stair right there. And now we'll just quickly drop down, and on each of these corners I like to go ahead and just place a small little slab, so that way it adds a little touch of detail, and even with the dark oak trapdoors being placed down as you see right here. Then we're going to just fly on back over here. Wait, did I place a slab down right here? No, I did not. I completely forgot to do that. Oopsie daisies. And actually, wait a minute. Yes, I did already place a slab. I lie like a cheap rug, apparently. Disregard everything that I've just said. Oh, man. So then we're going to fly around through here. We're going to place another trapdoor along with a slab. And then we're going to bring it around here. And then here we go. You should get the gist of what we are doing at this point, and then that is going to do it for working on the roof for this build. Now you may be wondering, what are we going to do to fill in this open space right here? Is this going to be a window? Well, to answer that question, it is not. We're just going to take our stripped dark oak logs and begin to place them down just like that, and then we're going to begin to work on the walls as you see right here. So what I like to do with them is place them down horizontally, so that way it looks as if it's a plank that got a little dried out, because as you can tell on the planks at least, you have your lines going horizontal. So that's just one neat little thing that I like to do that you can as well within your world if you so choose to do so. Then we're going to begin to work on the walls down here, and then we're just going to take our bark stripped blocks just like that, and then we're going to fill in the space once more with our stripped dark oak logs. Then we're going to finish off by doing this as well, and if you feel like this is too many windows for what's going to be over here, then you can always just go ahead and fill it up all the way. But for this build, for what I'm doing at least, I'm just going to go ahead and have 3 windows in that room. Then we're going to fly up here and finish off by filling in the walls just like this. We're going to come down here and we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the opposite side. And now for right here, this is where we're going to have our doorways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stripped dark oak logs and then place them down like this. And then right here, just so we don't have the rings exposed, we're going to tape it off just like this. And this is actually going to be a blank wall. However, if you want to put a window similar to what I did in the original build over there, then by all means, feel free to do so. So then we're going to take one more stripped bark block and place it down like this. And now we're going to come onto the inside and begin to work on the flooring. So I'm going to take my dark oak stairs, place them upside down, facing this direction, as you can see right here, and I'll explain this farther along into the video. But then right on over here, I'm going to place them down facing in a different direction than what we did for that small room, and then we're going to go ahead and just finish it off just like this. So before we begin to work on the interior decorating, let's go ahead and just quickly begin to work on this little stone pathway that will be leading up and around the corner and into the build. Now, to save you some time, I went ahead and just begun to lay down our pathway, and what it basically is a 3x3 space just outside of the doorway, and then right along here we have 3 stairs, 1, 2, and 3, and this is going to be 2 blocks in width. And at the bottom right here we have a 2x2 space, and then right here we have our stone stairs. But what I'm going to do now with you is I'm actually going to show you how I create the walls for this pathway. So what I like to do is just, as you see right here, have an additional block overhanging the stairs. So we're going to go up in a total of 3, which means right here we're going to go up in a total of 4, and then from here we're going to go 5 up and then wrap it all the way around. Now, whilst I was laying out the pathway, I actually had an idea, and this is something that you can do, and it's probably something that I'm going to do towards the end of this video. But if you notice, if we just fly down and under right here, we could actually create an additional room right here. And of course we're going to have some odd lighting going on, so just to fill in that space, at least I'm going to place down those blocks. Or you could go ahead and take some stairs and at least dim the lights, so to speak, but then also keep the blocks right there. Otherwise, if you just have stairs right there, oops, just like that, it could look a little bit odd. But you know what? I think I'm actually just going to keep it like that. And so, like I said, we'll come back to that later on in the video. So from here, this is where beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and what I like to do is just begin to sprinkle some of the textures around, just as you see right now. This is going to break it up just like we did for the walls, and we can go ahead and begin to place this down. Now normally I try to be a bit random with this, but I am actually being a little calculative. So if you want to be true random, then feel free to just go click and moving the mouse around, so that way you can get that true random look. Then we're going to go ahead and just take our stone bricks, place it around like that, and then we can just maybe have a few of those blocks right next to each other or even on top of one another, and then we'll go ahead and finish off this corner. And this looks a little vacant despite there being 2 right there, so why don't we just go ahead and place another one down right there. And then I'm thinking we can just go ahead and get away with placing one more right there. Yeah, that looks pretty fine. And now let's go ahead and just begin to sprinkle some of the stone brick stairs into the mix. Oops, there we go, just like this. And then for the most part, that is how you're going to make the pathway that leads up and around this build. Dark oak trapdoors kind of have always looked like chocolate to me. I'm not entirely sure why, but that is besides the point. What I've done here is I've placed them down along the dark oak stairs, and that is because since this is a medieval build, I figured I'd go ahead and use something called my imagination and pretend that the ceiling is starting to break up a little bit and it's getting a little wear and tear, hence why we can see the rafters, which is what these stairs are acting as. And I did the exact same thing over in this room as well. But let's just begin to work on the ceiling for this portion of the build. So right off the bat, what I'm going to do is fill in the gap right there, and I completely forgot that I wanted to place a stripped dark oak log right inside of there. And then from here we're then going to take our dark oak stairs, and where this strip is at, we're just going to cover it up, and then we're going to go ahead and take another set of dark oak stairs and then fill in the space like that. And then we can just go ahead and then fill in that space as well. We're going to come down inside of here, and on top of this strip, that is the wrong block, on this strip, we're then going to place our upside down stairs, fill in this 3x1 space, and then place another row of upside down dark oak stairs. And then that is pretty much going to do it for the ceiling of this build. So here's a quick question for you guys. Something is not right here. Can you take a guess? Okay, so you had long enough to write your response down below in the comment section. What we have that's not right here is these blocks. We have to remove those and replace them with the planks, so that way we can place down our horizontal support beam right there on the third block space up, and also we're going to just fill in that space right there, and then we can go ahead and create another horizontal support beam to act as an accent with the planks and also blend in right here. So then we're just going to quickly take our stripped bark blocks, place them down like that to create this 2x2 open space that we can walk through. And then for the most part, that is going to do it for the interior designing of this build. Now for those of you who don't know this already, by the end of my Minecraft Let's Build videos, I like to create a setting for the build or project to rest within. So seeing as how this is primarily for a dark oak forest, I thought I'd go ahead and try and recreate one, as you can tell. But what I've also done is, since we had a lot of stone thrown into the walls, I thought I'd actually begin to utilize those stone stairs to add a little depth and detail into the build. And of course I placed down a few other stair variants, but for the most part I try to utilize the stone stairs the most, seeing as how they are fresh to the game. I also laid out a pathway that wraps around the build, and then I also came inside of here and just continued the pathway. But for those of you who did recreate this within your own single player world, or maybe even on a server or realm that you play with, let me know what you did with the build, because honestly I wanted this to be a house, but I couldn't really figure out if I wanted it to be a house, maybe a blacksmith workshop, or even some type of a potion brewing alchemist center. But once again, if you recreated this within your own single player world or on a server / realm, feel free to take a screenshot of it and send it to me over in my Discord server. But with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, then consider giving it a like, so that way it lets me know that you look forward to seeing more content like this. And if you haven't already, then make sure you hit the subscription button, but make sure you have notifications turned on, so that way, if and when they work, you will be notified when a new video is available to watch, like, and share with your fellow peeps. But in the event that you're not sure if they're working, then feel free to tune in Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just in case those pesky little notifications did not work. As I mentioned throughout this video, I do have a Discord server, so if you would also like to receive notifications as to when a video is made available to watch, like, and share, then feel free to join it. Or if you're on Twitter, then feel free to drop me a follow at Vanillaraccoon, so that way that's another media outlet that you can check for new videos, but also interact with me and receive the latest announcements, news, and updates with the channel, along with my everyday life. Other than that, I would like to wish you a happy day, and peace out.